Alright, let's be honest. We all know that Rockstar Games has recently entered their not giving a f era when it comes to supporting and developing for Grand Theft Auto Online. Well, recently is kind of a stretch. I cannot let the last 6 years of flying bike plague just didn't exist. The game mode's been out for almost 11 years now, and with the new iteration on its way to get inevitable first dibs on your bank account, Rockstar Games just can't help themselves but purposely push boundaries and make weird ass decisions for their beloved microtransaction sim coated with the video game. Like they just can't send this memory-filled online title out in the sunset with little problems and instead choose to declare war on its players' sanity, doing things like introducing a subscription service, locking some actual useful features behind the same service, the PC version of the game the way it is existing. They know that we're still gonna play the game, and they know that the console versions are raking in money like leaves in autumn season, so why would they give a f? It's simple math. But see, that's the usual tomfoolery. We can get past that. It becomes a real issue when Rockstar Games decides to go out and make changes that affects everybody and makes everyone in the community pretty much upset, which sucks. But the only thing that's worse than the gaming company making weird decisions that affect most players in the game is a company being indecisive on that weird ass decision that they're making, like Rockstar Games just did for Grand Theft Auto Online right now. So about 3 weeks ago, Rockstar Games followed their usual recycled blueprint of giving one side characters an excuse to headline a DLC and dropped their routine expansion for Grand Theft Auto Online, being the simple yet, I gotta admit, kind of fun bottom dollar bounties content update. Now the DLC was cool and all, but it was so short that if you blinked a second too long, you probably would have played through all the bounties to collect. So while it wasn't that hefty in content, it still made a bunch of background patches and updates for the overall game of Grand Theft Auto Online like all the updates usually do. However, Rockstar seemed to have left out one change in the patch notes that they made for the game that players had to find out without any indication or some type of warning, which was the words that players weren't allowed to put in their custom organization names. Now, basically, in the game, you can own your own private organization to get helpful things like, gain access to some cool in-game lobby features, launch supply and sell missions, and, invite other players to group along with you in public lobbies. It's an essential part of the game now, especially with the Ghost Organization feature, which is the only thing that keeps you from getting a train ran on you from grievous in public lobbies. And since the organizations were introduced to the game, Rockstar has allowed you to, name your personal organization almost anything that you can think of. Of course, as a default, the game mainly about killing and committing heinous crimes draws the line in the sand when you try to put a basic no in the word like fucking in the organization name. At that point, you're just breaking Geneva Convention laws. So there has always been like a general limitation on the names that you can choose. However, with the bottom dollar bounties DLC, players noticed that Rockstar quietly got even more strict with the names, casting out a bunch of once allowed words and words that weren't even like remotely bad. Like this one dude on Reddit shared his story on how his org name Drugs and Stuff was reset to a default name once the update dropped after 8 years of having it the previous name. And again, a game mainly about drugs not letting players use the word drugs is the most backwards thing ever. But let's just go out of the benefit of the doubt and say that they just went after, broad profanity. I can understand that. But I gotta step in when they're trying to cancel anime thighs. Like now we just lost ourselves as a nation. People were complaining about how words that didn't even make any sense for getting banned were just getting automatically removed from the game. And I don't know what the hell they were smoking, but keep in mind, this is all from 3 weeks ago when the update first dropped. The reason I'm talking about it right now is because it seems that Rockstar Games has once again quietly lifted all these restrictions on the names in the most recent patch that players have been complaining over in the last few weeks to what they originally were. You see, when these same players try to re-enter their old organization names, they were finally able to get back on their classic names after this latest patch. And it's just like, why did they even go that hard in the first place? The f did anime thighs do to you? So, obviously great news that players can get their original names back that they had, but I don't understand what Rockstar was going for with their first plan to bring some sort of, I guess, righteousness to the Grand Theft Auto Online lobbies. Like, they have a serious modding problem on Grand Theft Auto PC version that they could focus on at any point, but decide to allocate the developers time to making sure that you don't see the apparent DRUG word when you get the CEO startup notification. Like, they gotta keep these holy servers Christian. And you can tell that, even Rockstar Games knows that they were tweaking out over this decision, because they reversed this change fast as hell compared to how they usually work over game changes that players universally just don't like. So with that, you can theorize that there was some sort of internal mistake when trying to put restrictions on these names, but overall, it's still just a crazy ass display of damn near schizophrenia within a dev team, introducing these weird mistakes this late into the game's lifespan. But, man, I just hope that they don't do it anymore going forward. Of course, though, we'll just have to wait and see what the future holds for Grand Theft Auto Online in the future. So what do you guys think about GTA Online and these name changes from and back, whatever, man? Feel free to leave a comment down below. As always, if you like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see y'all.